Welcome everybody to Khaliis Take. If it's your first time, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Based upon what we saw with the Clippers going against the Celtics, we really saw a team that was overly dominant. But even more so than that, we saw a team that really sent a warning and sent a strong message to the NBA, letting everybody know, hey, we may not be where we are we may not be where we want to be right now in regards to being looked at as a dominant team, but don't test us because we got everything in our arsenal that you don't have. We got a Kawhi Leonard who is the top 3 player in the league when healthy. We got a PG who can put up points with the best of them. We got a bench that no other team has, and we got role players that are savvy enough to make plays when needed, and we can blow out a team that you guys might think is a dominant team in the Celtics, which everybody was giving them credit, and we'll go out there and stomp a mud hole in them quite easily on national TV, even though we're not in rhythm, even though we're not where we're supposed to be. And based upon my video the other day, I want everybody to realize I wasn't really, I'm never discrediting Kawhi Leonard at all. I know what Kawhi Leonard can do, and I know how great Kawhi Leonard is, and he definitely showed it, because even with no rhythm and not much touch and not much wind, because he looks like he gets tired by the second quarter some of these games, he's still a top player in the league, and he's still a superstar because of what he can do on both ends of the floor and how he affects the game. And now that he's able to pass the ball a little bit the way he's passing, well, the NBA really might be in trouble. So, it's just the fact that Kawhi, I know one thing about Kawhi, he knows when to be aggressive and when not to. And as I said in my video the other day, it's just certain games he didn't look like he was trying to be aggressive, mainly because of, he's kind of frustrated with the minutes and all and everything that he's getting. But at the same time, even still, when he decides to be aggressive, when he decides to be KL2, Kawhi light, when he decides to be the claw at any point in time, he definitely can do that. And I know he's saving a lot of himself for the playoffs. And as he said in his post-game interview, that's what he's more or less concerned about, the playoffs. And, that's always been Kawhi's MO. He's never really been, too high on the regular season, because if that's the case, he would have won a couple of MVPs by now, probably, because he sacrificed a lot of games during the regular season for his health so he can go all out in the playoffs and dominate the way we all know that he can, because he is the most winningest player of all time. He definitely shows it when he's on the floor. The Clippers are 7-1 this year when Kawhi Leonard's on the floor. So his winning and his presence speaks for itself. But as a team, they really let the world know that they are really, or they can be that dominant. And I know a lot of people, may discredit the Clippers and talk bad about them or anything like that. And they give all these other teams credit, like the Warriors and all these other teams. And the Warriors are playing good, no doubt about it. But when the Warriors were playing bad, they were still talking about them, giving them credit almost as if like, oh, everything will be okay. No need to panic. No need for this. No need for that. But they don't give the Clippers that type of credit. They just want to overreact with the Clippers. And don't get me wrong, at times myself, I get impatient. Just like everybody else, I want to see the Clippers do well. I want to see them do more. I want to see them consistent, but I'm not a naysayer towards them, because I support what they're trying to do and the direction they're trying to go, because Kawhi Leonard's definitely backing them, and he's the guy along with PG, and the operation they have looks really good if they can put it all together. But my point is, in saying all this, the Clippers are definitely a dominant team, and everybody knows that. And I really hate the fact that the media kind of puts things out there at times like they're not going to be the team that a lot of people think that they can be, simply because of injuries and things like that. So every team has injuries. Every team goes through their lagging points of the season. But I think the Clippers really put everybody on notice playing against the Celtics, because nobody saw them beating the Celtics by 20. Even though the Celtics didn't have Robert Williams, that doesn't really matter. I've seen some Celtics fans, post on Twitter, if they had Robert Williams, it'd be different. But they haven't had Robert Williams all season. It didn't stop them from being 21-5, what their record was a couple games ago, until they lost 2 in a row. Apparently they don't need Robert Williams to be the dominant team that a lot of people think that they could be, because they've been playing pretty good without his services, honestly, which is kind of shocking to me. But at the same time, it's reality. And they will be better with Robert Williams. I'm not going to say they won't, but they've accumulated all these wins due to the fact that Jason Tatum and the Celtics as a team was playing very good. Now, Jason Tatum, I'm not sure. He was looking like a superstar. I'm sometimes ready to put him in that superstar category, but then I have to kind of like regress back, because I see games like this against the Clippers where it's like, Is he really a superstar just yet, or should we wait another year to see what he could do, or by the end of the season, maybe in the playoffs? So, I mean, that's pretty much where I am with him. But at the same time, the Clippers as a team, as a unit, it's going to be hard to stop them. And if Ty Lue can get, his lineups right, and I think that's the one thing that's hindering Ty Lue is, of course, the injuries, because the way he can stagger minutes between Kawhi and PG so they both can have their dominant moments of the game, put their touches on the game, that's going to be the key to allow the Clippers to get over the hump. And I think, Ty Lue has a plan. From what I saw last night against the Celtics, the plan was pretty good. He took PG out maybe like mid to first quarter, going to second quarter, left Kawhi Leonard in there some to do his own thing, to get himself going. Then PG came back, and then it's like they finished him off, after a while. Kawhi Leonard definitely finished him off with a big night that he had, 25, 9, and 6. PG had 26 points, and the rest was history. So, I mean, looking at this team, I feel like they really showed everybody, just a clip or a snippet of how good they really can be, because more or less this year has been more or less speculation of how good they can be based upon their roster and what they have on paper. So I thought it was good for the Clippers to, get a national televised game. And, Kawhi and PG was there. Both of them were healthy. Both of them were out there playing, and both of them played at a very high level. And you got contributions from Luke Kennard and other players and Marcus Morris on the team. And they just played, pretty much together as a team, and they really showed a lot of people what they really could be and what they really will look like when they play against better competition. Now, of course, you can pick out some weaknesses in the game and stuff like that. Now, of course, the offense looked a little stagnant when Kawhi sat down. I mean, because they was up like, 29-16 or something like that early at one point. Kawhi sits down, then all of a sudden it's like 29-25 or something like that before the quarter ends. So they do look a little stagnant without Kawhi at times, but I mean, that just shows the effect of how much Kawhi, really means to the team, and how great of a player he is, and what type of effect he has on the game overall due to his greatness. So I was proud of the team. I was proud of what I saw. In all phases, just about. You got contributions really out of everybody. Everybody may not have scored, things like that, but I mean, still, it was a good collective effort from everybody. I would like to see more Robert Covington. I just think, you got to find a way to get him in there too. I just feel like you're kind of wasting some of his talent, because he is a supremely gifted defensive player, and he can knock down threes as well. Norm Powell didn't play, but regardless of that, it really didn't matter. The Clippers just, dominated the Celtics, and maybe, the Celtics got to go back and recalculate some things, but they did play against a juggernaut team that's been hearing how great the Celtics were, and I just felt like Kawhi and PG won't having it. I felt like they just really, had to let everybody know we're the best duo in the NBA. Damn everybody else. Only two that you might really, a couple you might be able to put against them. You can probably put, LeBron and AD if they're healthy, and of course the Splash Brothers, yeah, but everybody else is down the line from those two. And well, maybe you could put Kyrie and KD in there, but it's kind of hard to put them in there. We just saw them basically get swept by the Boston Celtics, with both of them on the floor. So it's really hard to put them in there after seeing that this past postseason. But, it's another life this season for them to redirect their future. But that was very demoralizing and very depressing to see from two of the greatest players I ever seen play the game of basketball get swept by a Boston Celtics team with Jason Tatum, a young Jason Tatum, and a young Jaylen Brown, who got beat by 20 last night against the Clippers team who doesn't even really have any rhythm yet. So when you think about that in its entirety, definitely Kawhi and PG is definitely one of the top duos up there. And really, if you think about any other duo, no other duo has more defense than both of these players. Both of these players have defense unlike any other duo I just talked about. The Splash Brothers, they're all offense mainly. Klay Thompson still play a little bit of defense at times, but he's not maybe the two-way player he was about 4 or 5 years ago. Kevin Durant, he plays it mediocre. Kyrie doesn't play no defense hardly. And, like I said, really, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they play, Jaylen Brown plays a little bit more defense, I think, than Jason Tatum at times, but I don't really look at them as a defensive duo. I think they're more offensively minded rather than anything else. So to me, when we look at both sides of the court, really, it's two sides to a basketball court. That's offense and defense. And that's where Kawhi and PG thrive at the best. Both of them have been top two-way players in the league for years. Kawhi has been a meddlesome defender all his whole career, and then he turned into this, elite scorer that he became over time. So to me, they have to be the best duo when they're really locked in. So I mean, basically with that being said, the Clippers took care of business, and the best duo prevailed. The best duo stood last against the Celtics, and against the Clippers versus the Celtics. And all the rest is history until maybe they face another time again. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.